The Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from prosecuting the election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump and 14 others. And it's weird calling it an election interference against the president-elect because he won the election, but he didn't win the other one. So I guess that's why it's just the semantics are kind of there. The court decided 2-1 against that because of the, quote, appearance of impropriety, which is due to Willis's past romantic relationship with Nathan Wade, who was an external lawyer on the trial team. Despite Wade's resignation, the court determined that the relationship compromised public confidence in the full proceedings. So she done. It does not dismiss the case. The case does not go away, but it must be appointed new folks who run it, new prosecutor. And the task to assign that cannot be Fani Willis. It falls to the executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia, who can select another district attorney if she wants to, or I say she, like I know who she is. They can select another district attorney. They can select attorney general of Georgia. They can have a private lawyer. Anybody they want to can run this case, just cannot run through or be Fani Willis. Transition would, of course, delay and cause challenges. The case is already complex, political sensitivities, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be a while before they put this back on trial. Meanwhile, Donald Trump will be president in about 30 days, and so he'll be a little busy and can't actually be called into court to do things. He can still be convicted of a crime on a state level, but you can't actually call him to court on these things because he's president. Fani Wilson has been a central figure in this investigation into the alleged efforts to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results. Her office led the indictment of Trump and several former advisors, all of whom initially pled not guilty, and some changed their minds once the music was started to be played and they knew they were going to be pulled off stage. This disqualification represents a significant shift in her leadership in that prosecution. In response to the ruling, Willis plans to seek a review by the Georgia Supreme Court. Meanwhile, Trump's legal team is kind of happy with this. They welcome the decision and view it as a validation of their concerns regarding the prosecutorial conduct, how she acted. This adds to the wide series of recent legal victories for Trump, which basically coming from the abandonment of 2 federal prosecutions, postponement of the case in New York City because Trump is going to be president and no one wants to deal with that smoke. As this particular situation is going to evolve, and it shall, the reassignment of the case to a new prosecutor will be closely monitored, given the implications for the broader legal landscape providing the president-elect. And that's sort of the real itch in this thing is he'll be president in 30 days. So you're going to try and actually sitting president for something he did while he was sitting president that got him to not be sitting president. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of confusing talk in those senses. So that's all there and it all makes sense. But we no longer, because I'm pretty sure she's going to lose that appeal, lose that talk back, have Fani Willis to kick around in this one. Or you can see it as we have Fani Willis to blame for this not working. And I have said this, if you watch the live video of this, I'm re-recording this because for some reason I just just like mush mouth in the full recording of the show, the full show. This was something that she didn't plan for. She didn't plan well for it because she didn't think about it. The fact that she had a relationship with a guy which was consensual, which was fine. He may have worked in her office, may have been a contractor, okay, whatever, they're adults. But she had him in working a case that was this important, and she left it on the table for the Trump teams to say, look at this inappropriation. She's sleeping with her coworker. They're going on vacations, and she's paying for it. She's paying for it because she's paying him his salary, and he's paying for it. And it looked bad. And it probably is bad. And it was really bad for Fani Willis in the get-go. Now, I don't know her as a person. I don't know her soul. I don't know her demeanor. I get bits and pieces from watching her do her trial stuff, but I don't know who she is on the inside. So it might have been a simple, innocent, really bad mistake, and it was bad. It was not good showing and knowing that she knew what was going on and that she had all her I's dotted and T's crossed. This was a personal file. This is something she did to herself. Something she did to the state of Georgia and the folks that were looking into her because she was seen as the savior for the left, as one of the people who was actually going to get Donald Trump on something. Matt Smith couldn't make his happen. New York City, they got something, but now it's postponed, delayed because he's going to be president. And Fani Willis is not getting anything. Of all the things that was actually a trial that should have gone to trial and had some actual meat to it because other people were involved and they were pretty sure they're going to jail for it, She couldn't make this happen. She went the king, and she missed so broadly that it was laughable. I don't know what to say other than if you're going to go after big fish like this and you want to prove you're a big fish, and I think she's proved very well her competency in the work she did, but this one slip up turned that whole batch of competency to nothing, reduced it to rubble in all senses. What are we going to do with this one? Well, it's going to be tried eventually, although postponement with a new prosecutor being led to it and all the research and all the stuff and all the president being president for 4 years. I wouldn't hold my breath.